Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to FC Mobile Live. I'm your host, Antoine. It is good to be back on the stream. How is everybody doing today? I see chat already going off. Hey, I see some people. What is up? Yeah, it's just me today. Tack, unfortunately, is not able to join us, but we got a great show, though, for you guys. A lot of exciting things to go through. Hope you guys are all doing well. I hope the past month of October has been good for you guys. It's good to see some people dropping in. Hey, I see some VIPs. See Arcade Ready. See some other guys already in there. But yeah, first off, I just wanted to see where's everybody tuning in from. We haven't done one of these in a while where you guys drop what countries you're all tuning in from. I always love seeing, like, first off, like, where in the world is everyone checking in from. So drop that in the comments. Already see India, nice. UK, Georgia, Suriname. Haven't seen that one before. South America, actually. Nigeria, Albania, good to see you guys. Jordan, cool. UAE, Malaysia. Hey, who's that? Lucondo with Brazil. It's good to see everybody, though. We've got a really nice show planned for you guys. Obviously, the main point is going to be about the UEFA Champions League. There's actually some Champions League matches going on right now. I think Barcelona is playing, and then the other one as well was Feyenoord and Lazio. So there's actually some Champions League games on, a few that start in an hour as well. Yesterday, there was a bunch of games too. But in FC Mobile, coming on later today is going to be the UEFA Champions League event. A lot of you guys predicted it, so good if you did. But no, it'll be a good event. There's some interesting things. We'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I just wanted to get through some intro items. I know it's been a bit of time since we've had one of these shows, so some good stuff to talk about first. The first one, and I know we tweeted about this yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't know, time is a blur. Division Rivals store update. So I know that's been one thing. Recommend you guys hold on to your competitive points for that because there are some updates coming to the store. I will bring up the gameplay in a little bit, but just looking at it right now, some nice ones for players from 80 to 94, 85 to 94. And there's even one for a 90 plus OVR. Costs quite a bit of competitive points, but just to let you guys know, if you've been playing a lot of Division Rivals, hang on to that. So that when it goes live, you're able to use them and get some decent items out of that. But yeah, see chat popping off with a lot of different emojis here today. So yeah, that was the first item to get through was Division Rivals. And the second one, chat, this one I was being pretty excited for. It kind of came in over the past week, and it's something that's based on the feedback we've been hearing over the past few weeks of FC Mobile, is it's difficult to rank up players. I think you guys can agree on that, right? If you have a player, you need to get a duplicate. It can make it tricky, right, to rank them up, especially if that player is quite expensive on the market. So with that, the team is introducing what is called a universal rank player item. So I'm really excited. We'll have more details in the gameplay when I pull it up. But basically what it means is these are special player items that can be used to rank up any player, regardless if it's a duplicate or not. So let's say, for example, chat, drop a player that you have in your team that you want to rank up. I'll pick an example from the chat. Someone put the OVR and what player. I'll give you guys an example. All right, let's say, for example, you have the Pele, 89 Pele, and you want to find a way to rank them up. So it's a little tricky as it goes. So how it works is there's two different types of universal rank player items. The first one is an 81 OVR hero dudek. So he's kind of like a special version. And that 81 OVR dudek can be used to rank up any 80 to 89 OVR player. So it's pretty much like a wild card player item, but we call them universal rank players. So the dudek can be used to do 80 to 89. And then there's a 91 OVR Javier Mascherano hero that can be used to rank up 90 plus. So it's a nice way to be able to rank up more of your items and kind of not be as constricted with getting a direct duplicate. So the way that you get these universal rank players is there'll be quests for them, there'll be exchanges for them, and then they will also be in the Star Pass. So I'm really excited to see this because I think it creates a lot more rank up opportunities, and it doesn't feel as though you're kind of like forced, especially if you have untradables. It can be a little bit tricky. So this will be great to see. I'll go into it as well in the game and show you guys where to get them, how it works. But overall, pretty happy to see. And I see chat, yeah, right? I'm a fan of it too. I think it was nice. And yeah, people are asking, how do I acquire the Dudek and Mascherano? I'll have more details in the stream as we go on. They are not tradable. So they're untradeable items. You have to get them through Quest, Exchange, Star Pass, but they're quite valuable. Second other point related to training and rank ups is we're reducing the position penalty. So right now, if you have a player that is ranked up and you have him in his alternate position, the penalty is at 93%. So we're going to be reducing that penalty to about 97. So I don't think I have it live in my build right now, so I can't really show it off. But just know that some of the positional penalties will be a little friendlier. So you can play some players in different positions. Well, they're alternate positions, and it's not as harsh. Also, we're going to have some differences there with the normal skill level and advanced skills. So when you use your skill points and you get past level 3 and you can use it on the advanced ones, those as well will reduce some of the positional penalties. So we'll have more resources on that to share with you guys. Unfortunately, I don't have it in the build, but just look out for that in the next week or so. So I'm pretty excited. Should make it a lot friendlier. And I'm seeing back-to-back dubs. Good to see. I always thought we could start the show off with some good changes here. And it's all based on the feedback. So we're going through a lot of the feedback. Keep it coming, guys, because I know like team building at the start of the season can be a little bit tricky. And I know we don't have chemistry, which kind of makes things easier, but overall, I hope these changes are going to make things a little more positive. And then last thing in kind of our intro segment before I get into Champions League is we do have another event coming out next week. I don't want to spoil it because we still want to have people guessing what it's going to be. But it's based around North, Central, and South American players with a bit of an emphasis on Mexican players. So if you kind of put 2 and 2 together and you look at the calendar and you figure out what's going on in that part of the world, there will be some players, emphasis on Mexican players though. So keep an eye out for that. Some nice looking items in there, and obviously keep an eye out on the socials where we'll be sharing those out. But yeah, that's next week. I don't have it for you on the build to show. I just have Champions League, but Champions League is obviously going to be a star. Good to see you guys in chat. I see some good predictions already. You guys know what I'm talking about, so I'm kind of excited for that as well. So yeah, that was kind of the major things to get through. We're kind of 8 minutes in, a lot to just bang out there. But if you guys are ready, I wanted to pull up first was the player item art video for Champions League. So there's 2 different types. Let's pull them up on screen. You have the icon, and then you have the regular Champions League player item. So what do you guys think, chat? I'm digging that icon one. I think that's a really nice design. Kind of gives me a little bit of like console vibes with how it's designed. Someone, hey Matt, calls it saucy. I mean, that's a word, but I think it's clean on the right side. I'm liking it. I see some people dropping Beckham would look sick in that. Hey, you guys are pretty good at predicting. We'll have that in a little bit, right? Dubs in the chat. I agree. It is clean. So, icon 1 is nice. We do have some other player banners as well. Let's pull up our first one here. Drum roll, please. And here are the first team of Champions League players for the FC Mobile event. Some guys who have not gotten items. Also just performers in the Champions League here. So Lewandowski. We also have Bellingham at a new position. Cam, he's just been tearing it up. The amount of goals he's been scoring. He's been playing also a lot more forward. Saka, right winger, and then Griezmann, who's just been unreal, which is good to see. And then Wahi actually scored yesterday for Lens. Timo Werner, and then we got Royce, Rakitic, and Bonucci. So some nice looking items. Can't forget about Ruben Diaz there at the 91. And then, yeah, right, having Bellingham at cam, I think it's a nice little change. Could have even put him at striker the way he's been playing lately, or CM or CF. So some nice looking items there. Let's bring up our second one, which will show some more of the featured items. And here we go into like Kimmich, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, and then a nice looking Trippier right back. Need more right backs in the game, so this will kind of help. And then obviously that Kyle Walker is going to be a beast there in head to head. Nuno Mensch as well. I think I've got it up on screen. We're all good. All right, chat. And that's where I kind of want to take this in to the next chapter, guys, which is in-form focus. So like I mentioned here, live OVR, every single Champions League. I also see some people in the comments going, another Rudiger. I know, guys, we had to pick somebody, and it felt right. It's like, you know what? Rudiger was in the last one we did a few months ago. You know what? People like him, but he can get up to a 90, which I think is pretty cool. And also, I think having all these live OVR players will really be fun on the market. Like, I'm sure a lot of you will be like investing in certain players based on teams that can win 2 of their final 3 matches. And I know, just going off of the live OVR from the previous Champions League event back in like May, it was fun to see the market fluctuating, especially if you guys remember that Grealish or that Ederson. That was so much fun seeing how the market was going. So take that and apply it to every single player from the Champions League. But then we get into this chapter, guys, which is the in-form players. So these players can get even more live OVR boosts. They can get +3. So every player in the Champions League can get +1. These guys can get up to +3. So the way you get these in-form players is you earn these UCL star points. So right here is for FIFA points, but then also there's some quest matches as well as challenge modes, and you get these what are called UCL star points. And then you can go into this chapter and claim a player that can get extra OVR boosts. So for example, these are all based on matchups. So we have Dortmund versus Newcastle. We have PSG versus AC Milan, PSV versus Lens, Arsenal versus Sevilla. These are all based on the November 8th match and November 7th match. So in a couple of weeks, it's match day 4 of the Champions League. And each of these players have specific in-game requirements that they have to hit. So let's say, for example, I want this Royce to get a boost. He would get a +1 OVR if he gets a goal or an assist. And if he gets 2 goals or 2 assists or 1 and 1, he would get +2 OVR. So it's kind of a cool way of picking a player before a matchup, and then you get to see which player gets the boost. So round 4 here, match day 4, we'll have a bunch of players, and then also there's going to be match day 5, match day 6, which begin at different times. So it's kind of a cool way, right, guys? Like, you get to pick different players that you think will perform, and then you can watch the Champions League match in real time and then see, oh, is my Vitinha going to get a boost because he assisted? Or if I go over to this Frankowski, he kept a clean sheet, and then he gets an extra boost as well, right? It's kind of a cool way of tracking the goals in there. So the other thing as well is that you can claim a player up to 5 times. So if you get 5 of these tickets and you really want Saliba, you can claim him 5 times so that you can rank him up. So I know in past events it's only been just a 1 claim, but because of rank ups now, guys, you can claim these multiple times. It's easier to rank them up. And then from there, you could even use the universal rank player items like Dudek on this guy and then get some even extra ranks. So some nice flexibility there if you guys want to plan that out. Plus, you could even get the OVR upgrade on top if you got that, if you timed it really well. So a lot of strategy in here, which I'm excited about. And these are untradeable, so won't have a huge effect on the market per se, but I think the rank up side of it is a lot of fun. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break there, guys. open this, what's called Bronze Store, and that icon chapter. And then we have the existing 60 to 94. Plus, there's also the UCL 75 to 85. So some extra reasons to go in and grind the tournament. I know it can be a lot of matches. I think it's like 12 matches if you go all the way in. But at least the rewards here have been updated. It's a little bit more rewarding and feels like you're kind of grinding towards things. The other one as well is obviously you can chain in the star points here, the star pass points, or UCL points, items here, and then, yeah, still haven't done my skill moves, whatever. But the other one as well was division rivals players. I mentioned at the top of the show was there's an update to the store. So hold on to your division rivals points and then make sure to bring them over into the updated division rivals store for 80 to 94, 85 to 94. And if you've really been grinding a lot of division rivals, there's even a 90 to 95. This is quite a bit. I mean, if you have that much, props. I don't, but it's definitely a worthwhile reward if you can get there. Otherwise, I think a lot of you will be in that 80 to 94, 85 to 94 range. Or you can even hold on to it for like the next update next month. I know 25,000 is a lot. I agree. It is a 90 though, but yeah. At least these are updated. We're getting some new stuff in here, some new ways to use your division rivals points outside of coins and gems, which I think was a big part of the feedback coming in. So nice to see that. But yeah, main thing, hold on to them and then wait for this to come in game and then use them here. All right, the other one as well I wanted to show before we get into like the players and check in the list of players. Did want to also show off challenge mode. And I can go into challenge mode right here. It is a daily challenge mode. And it's really simple. It's 2 skill games and a match. And then you get an 80 to 94. So a nice way to get some extra fodder players as well, and who knows, maybe you'll get a 90 plus. This one's kind of easy to do. Requirements are minimal, so actually pretty sure it was, what were the, conditions, there we go. I was 65, it's, yeah, you can, any team works. The other one as well I wanted to show you guys was Star Pass. So there's a new Star Pass as well. It is not Champions League branded per se, but we have some Champions League related things, or the Conference League logo. But the nice thing as well, if you guys remember that Vinny, we have Foden making a return here at Cam. And you can see I'm moving my phone around. It's got the nice kind of holographic effect. But as we go through Star Pass here, you can see a lot of the same rewards for premium. And then if we make it here to, we even got a new emote. I was going to try to get to, there we go. The camp, actually, this isn't updated. This should be Mascherano, actually. But these are the universal rank player items. So the 91 should be Mascherano. The 81 is Dudek. And that's where one of the places you can get extra ones. The other thing to keep in mind, guys, is like this is still work in progress. So some of these things may change. So something you might see in the Star Pass may not be exactly how it is at launch, just kind of a preview. So some of these reward previews may still be updated, like this Campos, for example, should be showing a Mascherano. So just keep that in mind, guys. Star Pass, though, for the most part, pretty self-explanatory. Some interesting rewards on there. Otherwise, I was going to go into exchanges, and then I'll go into the club view and we can go through stats. So first off, I was just going to go into UCL group stage and show you guys some of the exchanges here. And then there's a way to actually get Royce and Walker from the exchange. Royce, if you remember, is a live OVR bonus player. So you can actually get extra Royces for doing the exchange to rank them up on top of the 5 that you get, on top of the Dudeks that you would have. So a good way to get some more players and some more ways to rank them up. So realistically, this Royce could get a pretty big OVR upgrade, +3 if everything goes right. And on top of that, you could rank him up multiple times. Plus, there's the Walker exchange. Walker as well could get a +1. And then, don't want to spoil it, but there's other possibilities he could be in the extra OVR range too. Those players are still to come. And then here we have some extra exchanges. I'm not going to go into the details, but more exchanges here for you to use towards Champions League progress. And then the other one here was the universal rank player. Again, the Campos hasn't been updated. It should be Mascherano. But these are some ways that you can get the Dudek and the Campos, or sorry, the Mascherano, I should say. Anyways, these are universal rank player items that you can use towards ranking up. So I won't show these here. There's also a Champions League one you can get with a possibility of the universal rank player. I'm not going to go into the exchanges, guys, because this affects the market. People will then start investing, and I don't want to be getting into that with touching any of these exchanges. But you get to see what kinds are coming out so that you know how to get certain players. All right. I think I've covered a good amount here. Quests, Star Pass, exchanges, store, event, challenge mode. There's a lot going on in this event, guys. Plus, on top of that, we have the live OVR to keep in mind. So, what do you guys think so far? We went through everything. Once we get through kind of a little bit more of just chatting with you guys, I want to check out the players with you all. There's some players that were not showed on the banner that look pretty nice. But what do you guys think? Any questions about the event? How it works? Chemistry system. There's no chemistry in FC Mobile, so don't need to worry about that. Will UCR store players be tradable? Yes, they should be tradable, unless they say obviously untradeable. But like you saw in the event itself, some are untradeable. Store should be good though. Any update on Zidane? No, not at the moment. When is this releasing? So this event, Champions League, will be releasing in 6.5 hours. So 6 p.m. Pacific, it's 1 a.m. UTC, 2 a.m. UK time. We need right wing back and left wing back. 5-man formations are kind of weak without them. That's a good shout. Yeah, I think that's something for some future events. Try to get more of these right wing back, left wing back, or at least look at like the positional penalty for some of those. Because I know in previous seasons, the skill boost penalty on those right wing backs and left wing backs were really beneficial to the point where you could play them in different positions, and it was actually a good position to have. So I'd love for us to like find a middle ground where you don't feel like you're hamstrung by these wing backs. They're so important. They're actual players that play in those positions. A lot of questions coming in here as well. Let's see. How to use a universal rank player. It would be just like if you're ranking up any other player. So like when you go into the rank screen, it would just show as one of your available ranking players. So let's say, for example, I'll just go into my club here. Let's pull up the gameplay again, just to show you guys. Let's say, for example, I want to go rank up Lewandowski. I have a bunch of Lewandowskis here, but what would show up would be that 91 Mascherano. So I should have actually granted myself one of them, but it would show up, and then you could use it as pretty much a Lewandowski. So that's what it kind of works as, is like it can be used for any player. It's super valuable. Let's see some other questions here. Any exchange currencies for welcome to FC points? I did not see any of those actually in the plans, but I will check in on that if that's something that wasn't showing on my build or not. Otherwise, does it work on founders players? Yes, these should work on any player. So, actually, I'm gonna see if I can like get Mascherano into my team. 1 second. I feel like it would be beneficial if I could get one of these universal rank players. I just gotta get like the hold up. You guys are gonna see like me add a player to my team just on stream. Should have done this before actually. Let's add a Dudek, and I'm gonna add also a Mascherano as well. Cool. Now we should be good to like just show on screen how it should pop up in my inventory. I think this would be a cool one to show to everybody. All right, let me see if I ask some questions here as well. So yeah, the universal players are in quests, as I showed. There's 3 quests. You can get 3 of the Dudeks. Then there's also exchanges. Then they're also in the Star Pass. So a lot of different ways you can get them. They are untradeable though, so it's not something you can just go on the market and get. Let me just refresh my club. Let me see if it shows up for me. Okay, guys, so I'm just gonna like restart my app here just so that I can get the universal rank players, because I want to show you guys how it works. Hold up a second. Once I show you guys how that works, we'll go into like every player. If you guys want to look at individual stats for like Walker, I know you guys wanted to check him out. Some other guys as well. We can go look at the players. Walkout. I'm not going to spoil the walkout for you guys. That's something that you guys should experience your first time around. Team of the week, don't have updates on that yet. When we do, obviously we'll share that. Same with player of the month. Don't have updates on that. Let's see. Whoever owned the previous Star Pass, do they get the new one? No, that was just for founders. So the upcoming Star Pass is kind of back to like the way it was in previous events. Any other questions here? Scream Team kind of gave a teaser, but oh, there we go. Okay, I got the ranked player in my lineup. Let's bring it back on screen. So I'm gonna go down and find. I gotta scroll through a lot of them. I want to find that 81 Dudek just to make sure I have him in my lineup. There we go. There's the Dudek. So if I look at him here, he doesn't have an action shot. He will. And you can see here, universal rank player, which can only be used to rank up 80 to 89 OVR player. All right, guys. So let's use him on. Let's do it on Rudiger. So let's go rank up, and look who shows up once I hit rank up. I can use Dudek as a rank up option. So I go there, and then I go rank up. And there you go. Works. You have a 90. But then want to rank this up, so like we're hoping this can kind of help. So just gonna there's the Beckham one, Libertadores. You guys have seen this. And then, yeah, right here. Musiala, kind of had some fun ranking up Musiala. Base is 88 though. Bruno, a lot of cams in this event. Guevara, 91. Ruben Diaz, we saw. And then we get into the Saka, the Trippier. Neuer, 89. Good to see. And then Odegaard, another good cam. If you guys are rocking cams, this is a good event for them. A lot of them in there. Then we have the Rashford. And the 88, Çalhanoğlu. 87, Gavi. So a lot of players here that I think have really needed a player item from the start of the season. So it's kind of like helps fill in the gaps a bit. Mobile, then we get this Walker. I know a lot of people were looking at that, right? You guys want to see the stats on him. So 91 pace. We can see the details here. Actually, these look very similar to his base stats, so I'll have to check if these have been updated or not. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to scroll down. Won't go into the stats too much because we do have to wrap up pretty soon. We got 10 minutes till kickoff on a lot of these Champions League matches. Yeah, otherwise we got 86 Di Lorenzo. He's a very good base right back, so I'm sure his event item will be nice to use. Koundé again, nice meta item. And then we get Sane as well, 86. Almiron, one of those live OVR players. He could go up to technically an 88 by like the end of the event if everything goes well for him. And if he puts on a performance like he did against PSG, I think you could be looking at an Almiron at like 88 OVR as like his base once he gets the live OVR, which is cool to see. I have to scroll all the way down. There we go. I'll check the store again. I saw someone making a little shout here about it. We got the Berghaus, the Cristante for UEL, DeMarco, Diogo Costa for Porto. We got a nice Giroud. Unfortunately, you can't play striker Giroud if you already have goalkeeper Giroud in your lineup, because you can't have two of the same players. But that would be kind of funny if you could have him like at goalie and then also at striker. But he's there at the 85. We have another 85 in Morata. Then Providel, who scored. He scored a goal, didn't he? Like in the league for Lazio. And then we have Royce. We got to Salaba, Wahi, Werner, Zambo Anguissa, Alex Ramiro, Acerbi, Alderweireld, Emre Can, Dahoud, David, Doku, Hummels, Icardi, Hosalu, Nacho Fernandez, Willy Orban, Oyarzabal, and we also have Rafa there from Benfica, into Rakitic, Ricardo Horta. So some of the OVRs here are not like the highest, but I'm sure a lot of these guys are very playable in head-to-head. Saul, into Fabian Schär, Upamecano. So just going to keep scrolling through a few of these. And actually what we can do, guys, because we're running a bit short on time, we have a lot of cool info to go through, is let's start the giveaways, all right? So, and also, yeah, so someone shows the store exchange. I'll go check it out. One second. But one thing as well is let's do a giveaway, guys. We're going to do 5 of them. It's going to be your choice of the 92 Xavi Alonso, the 92 Butragueno, 92 Bernardo Silva, or 90 Griezmann or Trippier. So you got a bunch of choices, and then let's put the hashtag up. Let's get it up on screen here. Hashtag champions. So drop that in chat, and we'll pull 5 giveaway winners while I scroll through more of these player items for you guys to see. Apologies for the amount of duplicates, but I was just granting myself a bunch of times just to have fun with rank ups. Takafusa Kubo, yeah, it was player of the month actually. I get 300,000 coins. So if you had a few extra ones. Jason's saying we legit won. We had to probably either later tonight once the event goes live or tomorrow. So just as soon as the event is live. And that was the show, guys. Like, a lot of cool stuff. I think the updates were fun to see. Spent a lot of time on these players, but I think a lot of the questions you guys had were good. And I think it all comes from like the feedback we had, which I'm really excited to share with you guys. Is just like, we hear the feedback. We're always working through it. Like, we know parts of the early season have been a little rocky, and we hear that from the community. So we're always making sure we try to get like as many player-friendly improvements in there. This is one of them. We want to make sure that you guys are being heard. And like, streams like this are great. I get to explain to you guys exactly how it works. You get to see how it works on special players. So kind of excited about that. And again, like, we're still going to be on the Discord, Reddit, on all the socials, and even in stream here. Like, the feedback you guys give on stream is so valuable. So just keep it coming. Really excited, obviously, for this UCL event as well. Just I think a promising event, and even next week where we have the other one coming up too, related to like Mexico, America's players. I'll give you that. I think some people already guessed. But yeah, it is 12 on the dot. A lot of us have to go run to watch some important Champions League matches. I'm sure you guys are all ready to go. I think I might go watch that Newcastle Dortmund game. That one to me seems really interesting. But in any case, guys, really appreciate you guys tuning in. See you next time for the next stream. But in the meantime, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you around. Take care. Bye-bye.